Okay, so we are recording this because I actually have this meeting set up to record automatically, so I don't forget to record it. Russ asked me about that a few minutes ago, and it also, so those who can't make it, or if you come in a little bit late, you'll be able to know what we discussed to start with. Like I said, Linda, I know she registered and she was signed up for it. But I don't, it says start meeting. I've already started the meeting. So I'm not sure what happened to Linda, but we'll try sending her a text. I love technology between my phone, my tablet, and here's Susan. Okay. Between my phone, my tablet, and my computer. And when I'm in my office and my telephone rings in my office, it rings on my computer, it rings on my phone, and it rings on my cell phone.
Oh, gee.
It's a cacophony of sounds, let me tell you.
I'm not sure I'm a fan of technology as much as that, I gotta tell you. Although we all got it, right?
Yeah. I retired from it, and I'm glad I'm away from it right now.
Thank you, Bobby.
You're welcome, sweetie. Not a problem.
I have no idea. I sent it to you like 3 times, darling.
It did not come.
It didn't come. You'll get 6 of them later today.
Yeah,
just
right.
Yeah.
That's
They'll
all right.
come through at midnight.
You know,
Yeah.
Kathleen, unless you could see their PC or phone, they can always say, I didn't get it. So
and you know, nothing irritates me more than when someone sends me an email and asks for a receipt, a read receipt. Because at work, I'll get those read receipt. Do you want to, they've asked for a read receipt. Do you want to send it? And I always go, no. That's not going to work. So Bobby, I have a quick question for you. The name of the club, you chartered a club. You were a builder of excellence for a club in September.
Yes.
What is the club's name?
United Legacy.
Like that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna, I was asked for the name and I'm going like, I don't know.
United
I didn't
Legacy.
say that.
Uh-huh.
I didn't say that often.
They had a new member join.
Very good.
Yeah.
Excellent. They were trying to get their, one of them was trying to get their parents to join?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's the thing about it, is they were trying to stay in the same category of all of them being single parents, but they decided they had to get away from that in order to get more people to join.
Yeah.
More people to join is more important than single parents.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was the initial, the group, they're all, what they have in common is they're all single parents. Whether
Yes.
the guys, the women, they're all single parents, either through divorce or whatever, but they're all single parents.
Yes, because, and they found that, I don't know that they knew that when they organized because, or maybe they did.
Yeah, they knew that because that's part of the group. Yeah, yeah. They're all united basically on that home front. They help each other out.
Ah, very good. So I was down there and I got to do some training for new members, and it was all from one club. And one of the fun things to do is, you know, group them in, put people who don't know each other into a group, and then ask them to find 3 things that they know that they have in common, something that's unique or whatever, to get them to talk. And they were all from the same club. So I'm going to go, okay, so you already know but they didn't. They found it to be interesting to find some new things out about each other. So welcome everybody. Pamela did send me a text and she is going to be running late. So I told her to please join us as soon as she can. We are recording this in case you didn't hear that. Linda, I'm glad you were able to get on. Hello. And so anyway, I'm glad everybody's here. I want to give you one thing to think about that we're going to do a little bit later this evening, and then every meeting we have. And that is, this is the 100th anniversary of our creed. And we also have our guiding principles, and one of them is to develop optimism as a philosophy of life using the tenets of the creed. So I'm going to ask us, as we go through this year together, to go through the creed and line by line, basically, and we can pick different lines. But we're going to start with the first line tonight. So later this evening, I'm going to ask you how you feel that to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind helps you building optimism as a philosophy of life. So that's, as you're thinking and you're dozing off, because I'm going to introduce our guest, somebody who's joined us this evening, and he may be joining us in the future as well. And that's Russ Thomas. So I don't know, I didn't know this. I don't know if Russ knew this before he was a vice president, but you do have what's called a board liaison. Russ was just elected to the board of directors, International Board of Directors, and he's been hooked with me. We're not sure, we haven't figured out between him and I who got the short straw and who or not.
You guys definitely got the short straw. You had to end up with me. That's all I can tell you.
Russ and I have never been on a committee together, but we have been on committees at the same time. My first year as membership committee, which was a few years ago. I'm trying to remember which committee you were on. It was next year.
Let's see. Next year I was on. It was IT or something like that. I think next year. Because I was on new club building for a while, and then I got to be vice president, so they threw me off.
Leadership. I was on membership, but they were trying. I know Patsy is trying to have the different committees make sure we work together. And there's a group. New club building, membership, leadership development, and what's the one that, and you, because you, I think, and Dave are on the, anyway, it's working together as a team because they all interact, really. You know, once you get a new member, which is from new club building or recruitment or membership, then what do you do with them? And, you know, so they all come together. And so Russ and I go back a little ways, not on the same committee. So Russ, I'm going to let you introduce yourself just a tiny bit.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Russ Thomas. I am your board liaison at the Optimist International. And just recently, through a lot of people's votes, got to be a member of the board of directors for Optimist International. So it's a great privilege. I have been a past distinguished governor, past vice president. I've done it like most of you guys. If there's a position out there, you know, you've either been on it or I've been on it. We served on it. I've been on multiple international committees, including the marketing, new club building, and membership, which was my last tour of duty. So I'm excited to work with you guys. I want you to know that as a liaison, that you know, one of the things that I should do is listen. And sometimes my mouth is moving too much for me to listen. So I'm going to try and do that a little better this year. You know, as your liaison, I'll be able to hopefully bring issues and items forward that is of major concern to you. The only thing I ask is if you give me something and say, you know, we really would like to have this addressed, is, you know, try and have some type of, you know, solution in hand at the same time. It's easier to go forward and fight the battles for what we need and for what you need at your districts if I know that there's a possible solution that's in hand. So, you know, if you got an issue, think of a solution, present that to me, either in writing, call me, and you'll get my information if you haven't got it already, you know, after this meeting. So thanks for letting me join. I do plan on being on all of them. I know Patsy's got a few scheduling things she's going to go. I already saw Kathleen. We got one that's kind of confusing, but so I think everybody's supposed to be on it. And then of course, you know, we got another meeting, so we'll work our way through that. But thanks for letting me get in, and believe me, what I charted myself on is that I'll listen and I'll bring the issues forward. So trust me, I'll be doing that for you. So thanks for having me, Kathleen and group.
Well, thanks for joining us. I'm not sure how familiar Russ is this. One of the committees that I got to serve on was audit and finance. And I'm not saying don't let Russ know what you need or what we need or what we feel needs to be changed or adjusted. But oftentimes audit and finance has a representation on all of the committees now, which I don't know that they always did. And that probably comes from the fact that Ken very much is involved with audit and finance. And so the board doesn't get to do too much without audit and finance hearing about it and kind of hashing it out, especially even if there's no price tag, oftentimes it still kind of goes to be before audit and finance. So, you know, anything you can give him, if just know that he, as much as he's going to fight for something that he agrees, when he agrees with us, or if he agrees with us, audit and finance, they get to weigh in. They don't always win, because I can tell you we lost a lot of our recommendations. The board said that's nice, but we're doing it anyway. But there is that piece in there because of the fiscal responsibility that we have. So Pam, I'm glad you were able to join us. Hope everything is good at home. So one question I had for everybody, except for when we end up with conflicts, does this day and time work for everybody? We're good on it?
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay. All right. And again, when I talked with each of you individually, you know, there are going to be times, and apparently there may be a time when I have to reschedule because somebody overstepped on this meeting, but we're going to try and have it on the first Wednesday, not Monday, the first Wednesday of the month, and at 7:30. If you have something, you know, once in a while that comes up as a conflict, that's going to happen. We have lives, we have other obligations. So I wanted to say that. So, and this is really a time for us to exchange information. So one of my questions I have for you is, how's your year going so far?
Great. Wonderful.
Wonderful. No problems yet.
Well, you know, yes, there's always issues you have to deal with, but so far so good. We have our first meeting set up, which I think I told you, and we're now doing payments through Zelle to our CAP account so people can pay and register there. And we'll get a spreadsheet on who's coming, doing what. So,
yeah, we plan to do the same thing as set up our with Zelle.
Yeah.
Because, what they were doing before, they were sending Cash App to our treasurer, but then some of them were forgetting about the service fee.
Right.
And that was causing problems. So with Zelle, we don't have to worry about that. So we're getting ready to do the same thing.
That's great. So far, so good with it.
That's good. So they're not charging you a fee for using Zelle. Is that as a service?
No.
We offer it at the bank. I don't know if there's a fee or not.
Yeah.
It's through your bank account.
Through your bank.
Right. I'm a little familiar with it. Again, I haven't used it. I have no one to send money to.
Right. But there are some that are saying, no, I'm going to write a check and fill it out. So then we put that on the registration, who they could send that to and so forth. So, you know how us old people are. I know. Y'all are terrible. Just awful people.
But see, we have all these young people that are upset because we don't have an electronic way for them to pay.
Right.
So our new treasurer is only 30 years old. So,
there you go.
And so she says, we're doing Zelle. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You know, it works. It really does. So that's fantastic. Anybody else having any good year challenges? Something you want to share?
Well, Kathleen, you know, I got bad news at our convention that one of my lieutenant governors dropped out on me. We're sitting there and they're just giving me kudos that, hey, she's got her whole slate filled. And I mean, I'm sitting there just as excited. And about 10 minutes before lunch, I get the notice that one of my lieutenant governors has decided they can't do it. I was devastated. But the position has been filled.
Very good.
Good for you. I still have one zone that's not filled, and no one, I don't care who I call, will step up to the plate. So I've been notifying presidents individually as to what's going on. Please share with your members.
Okay.
Well, what I was able to do that day after I found out, while we're sitting there at lunch, you know, one of the lieutenant governors really didn't want the zone that we had given him because it was a little far away from him. Plus, he is a city councilman in Charlotte. So he's kind of busy. So the zone that decided to quit on me is the zone that has all the Charlotte clubs.
Okay.
So I said, I'm giving you an option. If you want to take this zone, you can have it, but you got to let me know before the end of the day. And then I just had to replace his, and I called someone and they said, sure, Bobby, we'll take it. And I said, thank you, Lord. So it worked out.
Very good.
I tried that too. It didn't work for me. Kudos to you.
You must not bribe as well as Bobby does.
I know, that's it.
I had 25 years of it with the Scouts. I told you, I was known as the briber. I can bribe you into doing almost anything.
Okay. So I wanted to let you know, anybody else? If not, I wanted to let you know that I will be attending almost all of the first quarter meetings. I have all your dates on there and you're on my calendar. Susan is the one we've already chatted because unfortunately Susan and Jack both like the same weekend. So Susan gets to pick you get to pick the next one you'd like me to be at. During the winter months, just know, it is good Lord willing, creek don't rise and there's no blizzard. I have to put that in there.
Fairfield, Virginia, probably, but we'll see.
Okay. What we decided to do, we're going to have in person for the first one and in person for our convention, but the two in between are going to be virtual.
Okay.
And mainly because in the mountains of North Carolina, they're not coming out. Right. I can tell you that in the wintertime.
Yeah.
They get snowed in, they're not going. So our second and third quarter meetings will be virtual.
Okay, very good. So I wanted to let you know, my plan, because my personal goal is to try to make 2 of your meetings. So Bobby, you just made mine easy. I'll make your first quarter and then I can make one of your virtual meetings. And we'll go from there.
All right.
And everything. So one question for you to let me know, you don't have to necessarily let me know right now, but at your first quarter meeting, do you install your officers or your board of directors? I know at Atlantic Central, which is my district, we do our board of directors at our first quarter meeting. So you just need to let me know that. Okay. Once you have your agendas available, if you could forward those out to me so I know what the plan is and what the schedule is. And then I do want to speak at your first quarter meeting. I'm just like that. So let me know how much time you've allotted me. If you need me to install your boards, like I said, I know that the executive committee is normally installed during our convention, but then our board of directors, which includes all your club presidents, Atlantic Central normally does it during the first quarter. So you let me know what you need from me. Okay. You also brought up something, you reminded me of something, Bobby, and that is how many are doing virtual meetings? How many are doing hybrid meetings? Bobby, you're doing 2 in person and 2 hybrid is the plan, right?
2 virtual. They're not going to be hybrid because those 2.
I'm sorry, virtual.
Yeah. 2 in person and 2 virtual.
Okay.
Well, we're trying to do hybrid. So
you're trying to do hybrid?
Okay.
We'll see how it goes after this in-person meeting. 20, 25 people, you can't spend the money, to rent a place.
Right.
So,
this is true.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about the clubhouses we have or something of that nature. So
now I know in prior times, Atlantic Central has done utilized a clubhouse or a community hall or something along that line. How many have other districts done that? And how does it work for you?
Yeah, we've done that. Our February meeting we did at a clubhouse.
Okay.
And we had a nice attendance. It was a 1 day and we brought in food. So that worked out really well. And 2 of the clubs, but both are in the zone 3, have their own buildings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they really do. They're nice buildings. So
did they charge you much to use them?
They wouldn't. I was just there Monday night installing some officers. So,
okay.
Yeah, they have nice facilities. So
Very
we
good.
may end up using those or a church. So that's what I'm saying. We're going to see how this one plays out.
Yeah.
We still have a lot of members in Northern Virginia that prefer virtual, the Zoom and all, because they don't want to go out around crowds.
Right.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
Yeah, right. So first meeting, we're going to offer both, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm just looking because I just brought something up because there is some COVID-19 guidance for clubs and meeting activities from Optimist International. It came out in October. If you didn't see it, it's on the website. Yeah. It does talk about, following your local requirements, whatever your local government and health department's putting out there, and respecting everybody, all members. Yeah. The Atlantic Central and Maryland South Delaware had a joint convention, and unfortunately, we found out as we were going home that one of the attendees had tested positive. So definitely, you need to respect that, right, and everything. Yeah. So.
Well, I have mask and hand sanitizer, and the hotel will set up, distance.
Yeah, and that's why I know that one of the reasons why we're encouraging hybrids. So Pamela, I saw you unmuted yourself. How are you doing, dear?
I'm doing good.
That's good. I know you're probably hitting a couple of challenges. One is finding a group, a location that's reasonably priced that, you can afford to have your meeting at. And then the other one we're running into has to do with all the COVID protocol.
Right.
And
the food issues too. That's been a big issue. We all know when we go to the grocery store how prices have gone up. So naturally, the hotels or, venue places are going to charge more.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine that runs the Texas Roadhouse. They own it. So that's what we're having for our meeting.
Good for you.
She's providing the plates and the napkins and everything so that we don't have to worry about the hotel cost. But it's kind of hard because I have some older people that are been on my committee, and they're like, it shouldn't cost but X amount of dollars, but they don't understand things have changed. It's not 3 years ago. Things are going up. Prices are going up.
Right.
That's just the nature of what's happening. And if we need to have social distancing, I can't have a little room. I got to have a bigger room so we can kind of spread out a little bit. So, yeah. And I've had, I just found my lieutenant governor for Zone 6. And then sadly, my OI Foundation chairperson passed away this weekend.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He had COVID and he didn't make it through. So, and I hate it because he's been an optimist for a very long time. He's really done a lot for the OI Foundation, but so I had to find someone. Fortunately, someone kind of popped up and said, I'll do it. So I was like, okay, I'll be happy with that. So my little challenges right now and trying to get everything set up, but we're having the meeting Halloween weekend. And so the 29th, we're going to go to a clubhouse and have a Halloween party. And we're having a dinner there and just do some games and everything. And then I've got Boy Scouts coming in on Saturday. And I actually got a lady who is a scientist, or she's a science teacher, but she does little science things on TV in the morning. So she's coming in to do a Halloween type of experiment, and everybody's going to participate. So,
sounds cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I haven't done a Halloween type experiment. So that'll be interesting. Very good.
Pull up anything.
As long as I don't have to put my hand in and feel peeled grapes, I'm good.
Nope, that will not be. It's going to be a science project. So that's good. And then I have the boys and girls helping out too, and doing the flag and all. So
very good. So you found a location.
Well, yes, and we have to sign the contract, and it's just been one thing after another. But Luanna, my secretary, isn't like really happy with her right now, but I'm trying to avoid her talking to her.
Oh, the personalities that we get to handle.
Yeah. You know, I'm just like, oh, it's okay. And, you know, so, but yeah. Well,
good. That's great.
I think, Linda, you have the first district meeting that I'm going to be attending. So you get to break me in. We'll see how it goes from there.
That could be more of a disaster. I don't know.
If I've learned nothing from Patsy, it's how to switch on a dime. Yes. I've learned nothing else. I've learned how to switch on a dime. So we should be good.
Thank goodness, because you're going to need it.
I can also tell you I'm left-handed, so I adapt.
I'm ambidextrous, so it doesn't matter.
There you go. We'll do well together and everything. So one thing, and you don't have to answer tonight, but you know, Russ, as we said, Pam, I think you were a moment late, but Russ is from the board of directors. I think we might have had that just beforehand, and so he's our liaison. Hopefully, we'll see him often, and we can fill him in on what we're not happy with or what we really like. And because keep in mind that when you talk with people, you can tell them what they're doing really well also. It doesn't always have to be what's not going well. It can be what is going well and what I really liked, or something that the board decided to do that you think is a really great thing. I'm sure having just sat in on a board meeting, they'd probably really love to hear that they did something well. They got it was a little rougher the last time, but so the other
website was easier.
The website.
Yes. I wish it was more
friendly.
Yes.
Yes. I thought I was the only one. Thank you.
It was horrible. I cannot.
I guess because of 20
search
years.
for everything. Like I need forms for you know, swearing in some club officers, and I'm trying to look for them, and it's just very complicated. Like I wish I had a section where they had, you know, where this is there, this is here, this is there, and then you click on it.
In a little slide. Yes.
So if you haven't heard, Bobby, do you want to give them the one hint that we learned, or Lauren, would you want to give the hint that we learned about the website? Because it was apparently a very one of the best kept secrets on how to search our website. Go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah, when you go up to the top and it looks like Google.
Yeah.
Type in whatever you want. If you're looking for induction, I think there's 2 different ones. If you type it in, forget the first 5 or 6 things that you see and keep going down.
And
eventually you will find what you're looking for. Just ignore the pretty much paid ads, and it'll actually take you to where you want to go. It's just, you've got to get past those first ones. Just ignore them.
You have to search. In other words, you have to slide down 4 or 5 to get to it. But I guess because my career was IT, it's got to be user friendly, and right now it's not. It is not user friendly at all. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the one they had before this one, I liked better. They claimed this was new and improved. No, this was the new and unimproved.
Well, just to let you know, they are working on that. That is one of the topics of discussion, and your issues that you're having are being listened to. So that website is changing fluidly as we talk across the first quarter of the year. So,
and we need an app. Make it so much easier.
You are not the only ones. I can tell.
Yeah, so
I wrote it down. I wrote it down.
Thank you, Russ.
Right.
So we use Google search, and it's a free search, but because of that, we have to weed through all the ads. And we just learned that, Pamela.
Yeah.
You know, they finally told us in Atlanta.
Secret. Well, when we were in Atlanta, they told us the secret. Yeah.
Sorry, Pam, what did you say?
But I still can find things pretty much if you go to the blocks where it says the information. I have, because I printed mine out so I'd have it and put it in a folder.
Yesterday, it was not good. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Finally,
especially
I gave up and had my secretary send me what she had. Just,
I tell you, when I got discouraged when I was working with the website, you know what I did? I always called Stephanie Monsheen in OI, and I know she'd hate me to say that, but if you're governors and you've been around for a while, you'll learn that Stephanie's quite a lot of help for you and to you.
Is Stephanie back now? Does anyone know how she's doing? Is she okay? Not okay. All right.
OI is there. Yes, Jack.
While we're on computer stuff, do you got a status update on what's going on with the LMS passwords? I'm getting a lot of complaints from my clubs about issues with that.
We did get a communication that they were having trouble with it and to keep trying it.
Right.
I didn't realize Stephanie was out. So I will put a call into OI tomorrow and see if I can find somebody who we can contact. They were having trouble with it. Now, one of our lieutenant governors in Atlantic Central, I guess, finally got in because she sent something out just the other day, yesterday, I think it was. It was my favorite email because it said FYI and then had all sorts of attachments to it, but it did show that she had gotten into it.
I have a lieutenant governor that's having a problem too, and he thinks it's because he's also the president of his club and he's using his current password, and it keeps kicking it. It won't let him in to see his zone at all.
Okay. I will try to get into OI tomorrow and get some information on that and then get an email out to everybody. I do know that they were having trouble, unless Russ, you know something I don't.
I had exactly the same problem. We were trying to get our local club CFR trained, and I sent a note to somebody who sent a note to somebody that ended up in Jamie McNiff's hand, JAMIEMCNIFF. And she said she was going to send a note to Stephanie when she got back. So right now, I think our LMS person is floating around somewhere. But that was the last name I got because we've been trying to use the new promo codes for this year, and we tried using the promo codes for last year. Now, if you think it's just a password issue, you can say forgot password, and it should send you one if you were registered initially.
So I'll see what I can find out for you and get something. I try to get something out by the weekend. I do know that the last communication I had was September 23rd or 24th, saying that they were having trouble with it and to keep trying. Right. You know, when you're trying to get in, that doesn't cut it.
No,
I understand that. I mean, I really do. It's like, keep trying. How many times do I keep trying? But I will see what I can find out tomorrow.
And Kathleen,
thank you. I appreciate it. And I saw the same communique. That's what I haven't seen any updates since then. So I don't know if they fixed the problem, but I'm still getting complaints about it. So
okay.
Yeah. And my communication was yesterday, so it's mine was that recent on the trying to get in and trying to use it.
Okay. So I'll follow up tomorrow, and
good luck.
What you may get is I have nothing to tell you. Keep trying.
Or like I got.
I'm not saying I'm going to have the answer, but I will get something out to you by the weekend to see. I know the young lady who was handling it, who we met who was there in Atlanta, is no longer with OI.
Oh.
So if you had her business card, so it's a challenge.
Yeah.
But and especially the fact that we want them to use it, and to be an honor club, which is the first step to becoming a distinguished club. You have to complete certain things in LMS, and here we are getting frustrated with technology. So I will follow up on that tomorrow for you. And maybe that's the next person we invite for the next month's meeting. Because what I would like you to do is shoot me an email. Think about who you would like to hear from or what you'd like to know or ask. Okay, because the nice part about Zoom, we did this on phones too, because Russ, you and I probably go back to the telephone days, where we would get on a monthly telephone call, yep, as opposed to a Zoom meeting. And so we could invite people, you know, we can ask Mark Katz, who's the OIF chairman, president this year. And I'll get it off, board chair, whatever. It's the end of the week. It's hump day. It's not the end of the week. It's hump day. Anyway, you know, if we want to hear from, you know, even usually we can get almost anybody we want to join us. If there's something we want to learn about, if you want to get more information about what's going on in the foundation, yeah, because there have been some changes in the foundation as well. I'm sure I will get this out to Patsy. So if Patsy wants to join us, you know, she's available and she wants to join us, she's always welcome. So just think about that. If there's somebody you want to know or something you want to know, we can get subject matter experts on these calls with us. Okay. And one thing, I did shoot a text out today, and thank you for those people who were either told me you were having trouble getting on or that you were going to be a few minutes late. If you can, I will do my best to send a text out the day of our meeting. And if you can just, if you find you're going to be late or you can't make it, just send me a text so I'm not waiting for you to arrive. Okay. So anything for me? Lauren.
What do you like?
Oh. Go ahead.
What do I like?
Yeah.
Well, that's a big question.
Well.
Wow.
Now I'm interested in the answer to this one.
Yeah.
I want to hear this one.
You mean as far as gifts or something that you come in?
Right now I don't like my job. But I have a solution for that coming up.
Don't have much longer though.
No, I'm 60 some days. Calendar days. I'm not doing business days, Jack. Jack's counting business days.
I'm doing both. I'm doing all of them.
You're doing all of them?
Months, weeks, days, business days, holidays.
But real quickly, Kathleen, could you just introduce who's with what district for me real quick?
Oh, is this a quiz? He's giving me time to stall, Pam.
Yeah,
I haven't forgotten the question.
Okay, I'll help you out. I'm Susan Davis. I'm with Capital, Virginia, District 16.
You were the operating bylaws and stuff I reviewed yesterday. Looked okay, by the way.
Did you actually read them? We want to know.
Oh my goodness, I got it. It's amazing. They give us 20 or 30 points that have to be in the bylaws from Optimist International, and as you read through them, you got to look at them, you know, line by line, because they're interpreted differently. So yeah, if you have to have a statement that says this exactly, you know, it's in the bylaws, but it's not exactly like that. So I chose not to be a hard person and say, okay, I was able to interpret it. It's in there. So yours got passed.
Thank you.
So you are, Teresa, with CAPVA. Okay, who's next? Who's Kentucky, West Virginia?
That's Linda.
Linda, I believe I visited y'all last year, a couple of years ago, didn't I?
Had to unmute myself. Yeah, this is Linda Woodford, and I'm the Kentucky, West Virginia district. I'm in the West Virginia side.
I've been there.
Okay.
Y'all are shy. Y'all aren't that shy. Not everybody's talking at one time. Come on.
Okay. Pam Franks or Pamela. I'm from the NC East, North Carolina East District.
MDS, what was it? Oh, North Carolina West. Okay.
Yeah.
No, East. She's East.
East. Okay.
So Pam, I have a question for you. Do you prefer Pam or Pamela?
Either one.
Either one. Okay.
If you're gonna make a name tag, Pamela. If you're gonna call me, Pam.
Either one. Okay.
And I'm Bobby Haig. I'm North Carolina West.
Great. I've been there too, by the way. Just don't know if you've seen me.
Okay.
Lauren.
Lauren Richter, Atlantic Central. That's Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
Got it.
Upper Delaware.
And Upper Delaware. Sorry.
That's okay. We got rid of New York, right? They finally took New York away from us.
Yeah. Pleasure to meet.
And our silent and our token male, Jack.
Jack.
Jack Hover, Maryland, South Delaware.
Got it. He was last one, so I figured that's where he was, right? Like the little question where you drag the name over to the box.
Yeah. Process of elimination. Yeah. Okay.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
I'm sorry, the truck is really noisy, so I have a hard time hearing some of this stuff. So,
well, I've been confused with people that. Yeah, well, a lot of people don't understand me anyway, because Stephanie told me one time I had to quit talking with a Southern accent.
Let me know how that works for you.
Yeah, not very well.
So that was a loaded question. I'm not sure exactly where you were going with it. I don't have.
I'm just trying to figure out what your likes are. Are you allergic to peanuts? Are you allergic to anything?
Okay, so I have no allergies. I was raised in a Seventh-day Adventist church, so my diet is normally would follow what would be considered like a kosher diet. Those are the things that I normally eat. I don't eat things, they don't have to be kosher. I just follow that line of dietary things. A few years ago, I got told I'm supposed to lay off of caffeine. I don't do it with coffee because I still drink coffee, but I try to cut back on chocolates, stuff like that. So I don't have, it's a challenge that you just asked it. I got asked by Maryland, South Delaware what I like to drink, and I like to drink water. So I'm not a soda drinker. And occasionally I might have a mixed drink, and a little bit of wine. So
and
I don't know.
He doesn't eat chocolate candy and came to our convention with bags and bags of chocolate candy. She brought bags of chocolate candy.
Well, that's because anything she doesn't like, I eat everything and I drink everything.
Yeah, me too. Bring it on.
Look, I work in a dental office and we're the worst. We have buckets of candy. We're cake snobs. If it's got to be buttercream cake, we have it. We have donuts back there. We're the worst, and we're in a dental office.
Oh my God!
All this stuff.
It's in the back room, because right.
Keep them coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, give them the candy so they have to keep coming back.
Yeah,
yeah, sure. Hey, she has a cavity. She needs to come get that filled. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a lollipop.
More
See another
in her bag.
Yeah. Now, do you give lollipops out in the dentist office?
Well, we do. We used to have lollipops, and we would have the sugar-free lollipops that we put out there.
Okay.
But then, story was that there was a temporary dentist, and he thought they were regular lollipops because he was just checking out the day. And needless to say, he was in the bathroom most of the day.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, sugar-free has a side effect.
Yeah,
if you eat too much of it. Sugar-free candy has to be. Just because it's sugar-free doesn't mean you can eat as much as you want.
Yeah.
We have sugar-free candy. We have candy.
Regular
candy.
Okay.
All righty. So I don't know if that helps any, but
not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. I love my nieces and nephews. I'm a big supporter of the foundation and everything. I'm not a big jewelry person. I'm really kind of weird that way, but a lot of it's my upbringing. So what can I tell you? It makes Christmas fun for my husband. I can tell you that much. After 48 years, he's still trying to figure out what he should buy me for Christmas.
So you wouldn't be opposed to a donation by your districts to the foundation?
Not at all.
Huh?
There you go.
I got a feeling that's where they were going. Is that what do you like and what do you do you drink? Do you not? Can't you eat? And by the way, when you come in, I want to make sure I do that for you. So.
Like I said, Maryland, South Delaware, Maryland, South Delaware has the most fantastic rolling bar. They when we're together, they just have this fantastic it's a rolling bar. And so when we were together in August and I was asked what I like to drink, and it was like, because he'd make sure he had it available, and it was like water. Like I said, I'm not really fussy on some things, so sorry, it may create a challenge for you. But yes, a donation to the foundation is always appreciated, because I am a big supporter. Since I found out about what the foundation actually does for us, I became a really big supporter of the foundation. I love the fact that the current chair, Mark Katz, mentioned how you can become a dime a day participant without forking over $36.50 just by putting a little, about $3.10. It's not even that much, taken out of your account once a month via ACH through the automated clearinghouse. And at the end of the year, you will have become a dime a day participant. And that's actually how I got so involved with the foundation is, and making donations to them is I started small. And just each month I would, each year I increased it a little bit to where I'm making the donation limit that I feel I can make right now. And it comes out of my account every month. So once you get it into your process, into your bills that you have coming out, you don't even feel it. Right. It's kind of like that 401k contribution that hopefully everybody's making. Everybody who's still in working years is making for your retirement, because you're going to need it. But sorry if that didn't help, but that's where I am. If I think of anything, I'll let you know. So the only other thing, we're going to go back to what I asked at the beginning of the meeting, unless you have something else for me. Yes, Lauren.
I had one question. Do we know what day or date of the month that Patsy meets with the lieutenant governors?
I don't off the top of my head.
Just so when we're scheduling ours, we don't conflict. I don't know when it is.
Okay, I will find out.
It's just a kind of a crazy question, but does anybody know? I don't know when they meet, so it will be helpful to know. Just if you're trying to schedule a meeting with your
own, yeah.
She just sent an email out.
Yeah.
I saw that email she just sent out.
Yeah, it has the dates on there.
Oh, it does? Okay.
I hadn't opened it. Okay.
Okay, I didn't know it was there. Thanks. Never mind, Kathleen.
Good job, Kathleen. You handled that right off the bat.
Yeah. That was great.
you ask someone, we'll find the answer for you. Thank you, Pamela.
But that's a really great thing about these kind of meetings. And I know Kathleen was going to say this, but don't be afraid of asking questions, because if you have a problem, somebody on this screen right here has either had that problem or getting ready to see it. So as you establish a solution or have a question, this is the perfect forum for it. And you got a lot of years of experience sitting here.
And it's actually one of the reasons for the monthly meeting is so we can ask questions. We can discuss what's happening. We can discuss the good things that are going on, and we can also discuss the challenges. I think I've mentioned this to everybody in the past. When you're the governor, my expectation is you want to be as positive as you can be when you were working with your lieutenant governors and your presidents. There are going to be moments when something's going to drive you absolutely bonkers. And if you need to pick up a phone right then and there and call me, then pick up a phone right then and there, shoot me a text right now, because I'm still working. And if I can give you a call right back, I will. Sometimes you just need that person to say, they're driving me bonkers. You're not even looking for an answer. You're just looking for somebody to vent to for that moment. Because again, in my world, how I became a governor was because I kept looking at governors staring at the floor when they were mumbling to me. And I wasn't inspired by people staring at the floor, mumbling to me. And so I commented, the next thing I know, I was a governor-elect, which was fine. But, you know, it takes a lot of, to me, we should be giving time and energy, and we should be energizing anybody we're talking with. So this is a moment to say, you know, like, this is driving me crazy. How are you guys handling it? Or do you have this? And, you know, it's not a wine session per se, but it is an opportunity to share things that are frustrating us, also share things that are working well for us. Okay. And to get and ask a question. I agree, Russ. If I didn't say it, thank you. You know, my mother raised us all to know that, you know, ask the question. She always told us a story about, she asked a question in a math class. She raised her hand and asked the question in a math class. And you know how we are in elementary school and in high school, we all snigger at the person who's asking the question because we're like, oh, look at that. And her math teacher looked at the class and said, at least she's smart enough to know she's stupid. You know, at least she is smart enough to know she doesn't know the answer. You know, the rest of you are all laughing, but she's the one who said, I don't know. So there's always somebody else sitting there with the same question. So kudos to when you ask the question. It takes a lot of bravery in that. So as we said, this year is the 100th anniversary of our creed and of using it to help us develop optimism as a philosophy of life. So the first sentence, and I always find this a challenging one, which is to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. So have you given any thought to how that helps you make optimism as a philosophy of life?
That one's hard, and I'm being very honest, especially with the health issues that I've been incurring even more. It's hard to say that you're not letting anything disturb your peace of mind. It's hard to not be concerned when the doctors are telling you they don't know. When you are constantly being used, like today, I had to go give more blood for more tests. You're constantly being used as a guinea pig and they still don't know. So, I mean, I have the faith in God that everything's going to be okay, but it does not help me with my peace of mind.
Okay.
So I have to really work on that one. That one's a tough one for me.
Okay. Anyone else?
We know you got the strong part down because you've agreed to be, you know, governor also. So, you know, congrats. I mean, that says a lot about your character and who you are. I mean, you
just press on. You don't stop.
Yeah, that's always an easy one for me, Kathleen. I know you're probably not going to answer, but, you know, I retired about 5 years ago. So I don't have anything that's pressing my peace of mind. I mean, I got the life. I'm living the dreams, all I can tell you. So.
Well, Russ, I thought that too. I retired 10 years ago.
Wow.
But then, like I said, then the health issues started, and it's been tough.
Yeah. You know, I look around a lot of times, Bobby, and I see how bad so many other people have got it, especially through this, you know, this pandemic that we've had and stuff. So I know that somebody can always have it worse, and that makes me feel better. And I guess when I wake up in the morning, that's kind of what I do. I tell myself there's so many people that got it so much worse than I do. So the little small things I got, and I have a few health things, and I just got my booster, so I'm feeling pretty good about that too. So I'm sorry, Kathleen.
That's okay.
Anybody these things I talk too much.
I'm just hoping I'll be ready in January to be able to go to St. Louis and be with everybody. I really don't know now. Kathleen knows that I went to Atlanta and then came back and was out of commission for 3 weeks. So the trip was a little more than I bargained for. Yeah, it was. The doctor told me I could come, but it took its toll on me. So I'm trying to keep my strength up and really work so that I can see all of you in January.
Anyone else want to take a stab at Lauren?
I've had probably the most stressful month personally. Maybe 6 weeks, 8 weeks now it's going on. With my father-in-law is dying, and my mom's having some health problems, and I've had some personal issues with my child, and it's the first time that I got overloaded to the fact that I could accept that tenant. Finally feeling overloaded gave me the ability to say, I'm not going to carry it anymore. I mean, it's an interesting, at this time you think I'd be the worst that I am, or feel that I'm carrying it. And all of a sudden I thought, I have no control of anything. And when you kind of give up the control, all of a sudden it was easy. It was easier. So the pressure and the family dynamics and the health, same with Bobby. I mean, not personal health issues, but health issues in my family and some personal issues. All of a sudden I was like, I have no control. I might as well let it all go and live my life. So it's a little backwards, but it actually worked. It actually worked.
Okay.
So.
Anyone else? So yeah. I told a story. Go ahead. I was going to say, I told a story in North Carolina West about a young lady who at 16, their family lost everything in a fire. And she ended up dropping out of school because of that. So if you think about that, it disturbs, it's to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. At that moment, was there some stress, and was the peace not where it should be? Very possibly, but they were strong, to be so strong that you overcome and you don't allow it to influence everything for the rest. It's like it is happening here, to be so strong that yes, this bad thing happened, but there is more, and it's not going to ruin everything else for me, is my take on that. Anybody else?
Yes.
Yes, Linda.
When I became in the club and did first learned the creed, my life was already all messed up back then. That was in the 90s. But I realized that almost let me rephrase that. It spoke to me on everything that it is almost like something out of the Bible. And that on the first one is my mother used to always say, God's not going to give you any more than you can handle. And that's kind of what I applied to that first one, is the strength comes from God, and therefore I can get through it. And that's what usually pulls me out, or helped pull me out at the time of the many things that were going wrong at that time. So that I go biblically with it.
Okay.
So I can say the words, but still think of God.
There you go. Thank you.
Because that's His strength.
All righty. We are just at an hour, and I will do my best. If there's anything else, I'm here as long as we need to be here. But if not, thank you for joining me. I want to remind us that the mission is providing hope and positive vision. Optimists bring out the best in youth, our communities, and ourselves. Thank you for being here, everybody. See you next month. You know my phone number. You know my cell phone. You know how to reach me.
Thank you.
And I'm here to help you in any way I can. All righty. And I know you will all have a fantastic fantastic year. We're 6 days into it. So I received I received a text email yesterday telling me I only had 360 days to go. You only have 359.
And we're going to make the best of it.
Not in my case. It's a little different.
Yeah, I understand, Bobby. I've been there myself. But you.
No, remember in North Carolina West, we do 2 years.
I did back to back myself.
Yes, I do. Yeah,
I do. I have been there myself. So anyway, thanks everybody for being on the call tonight. If you need anything, let me know. Russ, thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Russell.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Be
everybody.
safe,
Have a great night.